McAllen 2512. McAllen 512. McAllen 512.
McAllen 2600. McAllen 2600. McAllen 2600.
McAllen Victor 101.
McAllen 2 Victor 101.
Victor 101 McAllen. By my authority, Officer Delmiro Garza. Badge number 512. By my authority, Officer Ismael Chavez. Badge number 600. Is out of service. Officer Garces, forever off duty. Officer Chavez, forever off duty.
They are words no one wants to hear. This Police Memorial Week, McAllen remembers fallen law enforcement officers in our community and across the Rio Grande Valley. Regardless of rank, agency, or even municipality, the death of law enforcement personnel in the line of duty hits the entire area equally because the region lives as neighbors, as family, as one. Local, state, and federal law enforcement officers gathered at the McAllen Police Department to pay their respects to the fallen, whose lives were lost protecting others.
It is a fellowship of law enforcement men and women that come together in the spirit of public service, in the spirit of helping their communities and honoring those officers that have lost their lives doing so.
It's a week of unspoken emotion, support, heartache, and remembrance.
You just never expect it to hit your department.
There's a wave of emotions that hit you when you lose a member of your brother or sister in law enforcement.
I never thought in a million years that it would happen. You know, that you always hear about it with other people, but you don't think it's going to happen to you. And you know, it did.
Unfortunately, these words are often spoken by family, friends, and coworkers of law enforcement who died in the line of duty.
When you experience a loss like that, it's like getting wounded yourself. And you do recover, you do heal a little bit, but you're never fully healed, you're never fully recovered.
In 2020, McAllen officers Edelmiro Garza Jr. and Ismael Chavez were shot and killed while responding to a call. A day their families say they will always remember.
It is very hard to relive. It's as if it happened yesterday.
I was getting ready for a barbecue, and you know, my daughter was texting me messages. She was already at the hospital, and she was letting me, you know, try to fill in the time. They were trying to save him, you know. So I told my wife, you know, we need to get to the hospital quickly.
2 officers down. Sadly, they would not be the last.
San Benito, the morning of that incident, I was on the phone with the chief from San Benito. We were sending the help to them that they needed to help based on the experience that we've had.
Lieutenant Milton Resendez was recently laid to rest after being shot while assisting in a pursuit.
He passed in the line of duty on October 17th of 2023 last year. It's tough. It's like I said, we miss him. It's hard, you know, to think about it.
But Chief Perez says the community he died for is now working hard to keep his memory alive.
You know, it was pretty touching to see all the citizens lined up with flags, kids. It was tough. It was tough, but it was good to see that we had that support from the city administration, city commission, all the way. Like I said, the citizens were awesome. And you know, never once have I been prouder to be part of law enforcement as I was at that time.
In the neighboring city of Mission, an officer unknowingly said goodbye to his family and coworkers for the last time.
Corporal Pericueta was a well-respected individual here. in our police force, in our community. He went out and gave it his all. And so it was tragic to hear what had happened. And so for us as the law enforcement community, it's just sad to see one of our own officers to give up their life. But it's important to know that his legacy lives.
Keeping memories alive of those who are no longer here is important to all law enforcement agencies.
It's paying homage or respect to the officers, the men and women that have paid the ultimate price and made the ultimate sacrifice.
Well, it's important to remember our fallen heroes. It's important to support the families of the survivors. And it's a constant reminder to our officers who are currently serving the dangers of the job.
Protecting America's border, the U.S. Border Patrol has multiple agents ready to assist in whatever way they can, and sometimes it can cost them their life.
But then the line of duty deaths, those are the ones that for me are the most difficult, because these are the ones that are painful, because you know that the person or the agent, in this case, we had an agent recently, Christopher Luna, who was working. He went to work, he said goodbye to his family like any other normal day, and he went out to do the duty we asked him to do, to protect this country, right? And tragically, he died in a helicopter crash.
Luna was given a proper ceremony, including the tradition of a riderless horse, showing that the rider is no longer there. Officers often spend more time with their coworkers than their family, making their bond even stronger.
In law enforcement in general, I think the sense of family and unity is super evident and important, because we know the sacrifice.
For the Department of Public Safety, the death of Trooper Moises Sanchez still lives on and is remembered across Valley roadways. Chief Victor McAllen recalls how the community and other agencies came and stood by each other to remember fallen DPS Trooper Sanchez.
It was a beautiful event. There were many agencies there and families to support the Department of Public Safety, to support law enforcement, but most importantly, to support the family.
Family. To those whose badges are not in service any longer, their families are still being cared for and supported.
Every time I see somebody that passes away the way my brother did, I just want to hug those people, because there's no words. There is no words. And there was no words back then when it happened to me, and I know there's no words for them, but we're here for anybody that happens to.
We really appreciate that, because it means we still remember him.
This Police Memorial Week, we remember. For the City of McAllen, Crystal Garcia.